Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Voices Randomish. And we're your hosts tonight, and we're coming to you with a special episode of TeaKettle Talk. I'm Eldridge, and to my left is
Daniel, Bess.
And we want to know, what's your frequency? So tonight we're going to pull some topics from the tea kettle, and we're going to get right to it. So go right ahead, Bess.
Look, y'all, we're in our PJs.
Hey, pajama jam,
It's the late night edition, so it might get a little late night. It might get a little late night. Let's see what
late night tipsy. Everybody in the club get tipsy.
Everybody in the club get tipsy. Hey.
All right, let's turn on our mics.
What's the worst thing you did while drunk? Wait, was this a setup?
I don't know if it was.
Girl.
Okay, I got my mic turned on.
I think you need to go first.
We need to go first. The worst thing I ever did while I was drunk. Okay, so the worst thing I ever did while I was drunk was probably, I slept for like 3 days, y'all.
That's not worse.
Oh, that was bad. It was bad. That was my worst drunk.
What made that worse? Wow.
Because the fact of the matter is all I remember is for 3 days, like sleeping and barfing. I don't even really know what I drunk that weekend, but I think it was like that. There's vodka. There's like 150 proof vodka. You know, there's 80 proof vodka, and then there's like 150 proof vodka. And I think I had some 150 proof vodka that weekend. I had gone through. Okay, so what had happened was, and for some people, it's when you start out with what had happened was, people think it's gonna be something funny, but it's not really funny. What happened is that I had a situation where a firebomb was thrown in my apartment building, and I was trapped in the house. And I sustained some burns from the fire, and I was kind of traumatized. But you know, the blessing part about it is I can live today and tell you that I don't have no scars or anything. So what happened is I had a crazy ex-husband. You know, he was mad about some papers that went to his parents' house. He threw a firebomb in an apartment building. It was a fourplex. I lived on the first floor. I worked as a cardiac tech. I came home. I was in the shower, and that happened. So after that, I was pretty traumatized. So I drank for 4 days. I had me some.
So you were drinking for 4 days.
I was drinking
for
4 days.
You said for 4 days. All right. You said you had out for 4 days. I didn't realize you were drinking.
I was drinking to pass it out. Drinking to pass it out.
So what's the craziest thing you've done while you were drunk?
Probably the craziest thing I did while I was drunk. Like I said, I told y'all about the bowling incident where I was bowling and I went down the bowling alley.
Right. Is this a repeated question?
No, it's not a repeated question. It's not. It's just the craziest thing that you ever done when it was drunk.
The craziest
I made no phone calls and nothing like that.
I ever did while I was drunk. What you looking for? What?
It's this thing. Is that thing on?
It's on. It's on. Look.
Hey, I can't hear real good right now.
Intoxicated and me.
No, it was the music. We was in the club. It was loud.
Baby. I left probably a video message. Oh, Jesus. I was drunk and intoxicated, and you know, depending on what type of drunk and intoxicated you are, you get one mood or another, and I was in the other mood. So I was like in perky mode. I was like, I'm gonna need you to come and do X, Y, and Z, and I sent the little video, and I was like, and then I woke up the next morning, and I'm looking at my phone like, did I really do that?
Yeah, you did it.
Did I really do that? And I rolled it, and I looked next to me like, oh, I did do that.
It was her. She did it.
I did send that message and say, I need delivery.
Oh.
I need delivery. I need delivery. What you got, sis?
I would say mine is the same, but voicemail. But it was more like it started with I left a voicemail. I remember leaving the voicemail, but then the next morning when I got the text, a question mark. So I don't know you was feeling this way.
Oh.
I remember it started with, I really care about you. And then it ended with, no, but F you because you hurt me, you did this, and I don't want to talk to you. But I love you.
She got the phone call number 4.
Oh, yeah.
That meant you was ignoring her.
And you probably don't
she
even
didn't
remember
appreciate
dialing or anything.
No, I was dialing because, see, when I get drunk, I want to talk. I want to express my feelings. I want to tell you how I feel, good or
You
bad.
don't want to express your feelings when you sober.
See, because
that's that real side of Bess that comes out.
I think that's what's wrong with me.
What you mean?
I want to express my feelings when I'm sober. When I'm drunk, I want to be freaky.
Oh.
I've been trying to turn up and turn out.
It's both. When I'm sober, I be like, okay, whatever. I be acting like I don't care about nothing. That's my favorite saying. I don't care. I don't care. It don't even matter.
But I don't care is a way of protecting yourself. Because when you say I don't care, don't you have this wall?
Right, but really you care.
Exactly. Yep, because that's what I do. Is like I say, I don't care, and it's sort of like in my mind, it puts up a shield. If you can picture, you ever watch Star Trek where the shields come up on the ships and stuff. That's how it really is for me. When I say I don't care, it's like the shields come up, and I feel like I'm really blocking myself.
Yeah, and like you really don't care. You making yourself believe that you don't care.
Right.
And like I'm protected by saying that.
Oh man, that crown apple bring it all up. I feel like crying, hyperventilating.
Hey, nothing better for a queen than a
no
crown,
more
right? No more tea.
No
tea.
more
No
tea.
more tea.
Not your turn. Not your turn. All right. So,
you better break the tea down. Let me run it
okay.
This is what
the apologize.
Look. Here.
Okay. How about you handle
I definitely got to go in here and let the delicacy happen. Okay, let's see what we got here. All right, what do we have out of the tea kettle? Oh, this is good. This is Pampers and Pedicures. How old or how young is too young to begin nail services for your child? So manicures and pedicures. How old is it, or how young is too young, or how old would you start that?
You mean like a full set?
A full service manicure and pedicure for a child. What age do you think that you could actually start
For
at?
me, I did my girls pedicures at home when they were like 7 and 8.
Okay, so you
So
did it at home.
we didn't go to the salon.
Okay, we talking about
taking
these girls to the salon.
No, that wasn't
and
until it was time for homecoming. Like I didn't take my daughter I didn't pay for her to have services done until it was time for her to actually go out and do something. Like homecoming was when I first paid for her to go out and have her nails done.
Okay.
And have the pedicure. But my girls have been getting their nails done since they were like 8 and 9.
Okay.
But we did it at home. I have the whole
Okay,
spot
so
kit and
that's a
everything
different
at
thing
home.
as you doing it at home. And the purpose of doing it at home was, when it started out, what was the motive for doing it at home? Because right now, when I go to the salon, I know what it costs is every bit of $100 going for a manicure and pedicure. If you're getting a manicure pedicure where you get the paraffin and the callus removal and they do something on, and then I'll do the design, it's gonna be $90, and then you're gonna tip your people, so you're gonna be paying like $105. So for a child that's the age of 8, if you're not doing it at home, because I do see young people in the salons. As a matter of fact, I happen to know someone whose daughter is about 8 or 9, and she wants to have a salon for young kids that are her age. So what do you think about 8 or 9 paying for that kind of service at the salon?
I think there should be maybe a discounted rate if they would do with it. I mean, as far as like just getting your nails polished and painted, I mean, if you want to do it at home, that's cool. But if you prefer taking your kids to the shop, that's cool as well. I don't think there is a certain age. I think once they're able to sit in a chair and
be still
that they getting it polished. But I do remember growing up that my great grandmother would not let us have our nails painted because we weren't mature enough. Like that was for older girls. Like you're a young girl, you don't put it on. And if you do put it on something, it's clear.
Yeah.
You're not
or real pale.
But you were allowed to do the toenails. So I had 5 spas in my house, little foot spas for my girls, because I had Winter and I had Kate's daughter and I had Maggie's daughter and I had all the girls. Like, they would come to my house. It was a ritual for us, for me to get the girls. And we would go grocery shopping and we wouldn't get a basket. We'd all go to the store, we'd get what we needed, we'd go back to the house, and they were great. They loved it. We didn't do hands, we always did feet. We always did feet because they like to eat. So they get their toes done, they soaking, they got the bubbles going, they giggling, and they laughing, they good. Right now, I still have 3 spas in my closet, like 3 foot spas in my closet, because that was something that we did. So I think it's
and how old were you when you started?
8, 9.
Okay. And so when you started it, what was the purpose of starting it though?
It was because I had the girls. Like, it was just something you did as girls. Like,
so like a bonding ritual?
Yes, we did the mask, and we did that, and we would cook, and we would bake, and I would, we were in the kitchen, and we were doing that. It was just something to make them feel good. They wanted to act like they was grown.
Yeah.
So, I put the little foot spas out there, and they loved it. They absolutely.
So I always like to talk about the motive behind it, because I think that when we do things, we have to really understand what is driving us to do something. We're not just doing it. So if it's a ritual that mothers and daughters use to bond with one another, I can see that because of the cost that's involved now, the way that you did it, you were doing it at home. What about you, Bess? Had you experienced that, or have you ever been involved in maybe your younger sisters or cousin or niece?
For my younger sisters, I will, paint their nails, paint their toes. But like I said, with me growing up, I probably didn't get my nails and toes done professionally until I was 14.
Okay.
Homecoming.
The
homecoming is when I paid for my daughter to get hers done.
But
when it was going into that, not in middle school. She was in high school. Like, I didn't want her wearing makeup in middle school. Like, you can't wear lipstick. I don't want you wearing nothing. But when she got on the cheer team, that's something that they wear. Like, when you're a cheerleader, she's been a cheerleader since she was in 6th grade. When you're a cheerleader, this is something that they
wear makeup.
Like, they make you wear makeup. You can't be out there looking pure and innocent when you're a cheerleader, even at 6th grade. I ain't like that. I'm trying to pull off the team. Like, that ain't something we got to do. I don't want to encourage. I don't need you trying to act like you grown before your time. But this was something that she really wants to do. She did it all the way until she graduated high school. So it was something that she loved. So for me to take her out of it because I didn't like the fact that she had to wear makeup would have been unfair. So I had to, let that go. Like,
and understand that it was part of the persona that they
but
were
understand that if you ain't on that field, I better not see that on your face. And I'll pop up at the school just for that very reason.
So other than it being part of the persona that they had to portray as part of what it meant to be a cheerleader or a pom-pom girl. Because even like when I watched Bring It, one of my favorite shows, and the girls got the weave, they got the hair, the dance is provocative. But for me, I understand that it's all in context, that is what's going on. But with regard to, I know in my generation growing up, and where I am as a baby boomer, we saw our mothers have their nails painted. But I talked about this with Mandy when we were talking about nail color, and there's different. The whole, I don't think that people really understand the whole ritual behind nail color and why nail painting is so prevalent. Did you know that it was ways to show that people had power or status in the earlier times? It's a way. I researched it, and we saw that Cleopatra wore a certain type of red that she liked. Nefertiti preferred ruby red. Cleopatra preferred a different type of red. And there were different types of Egyptian kings that wore nail polish and wore it like black because it signified a status. And then there were other ones that wore gold that signified a status. So manicures and pedicures go back a long time. But I wanted to just kind of explore what you guys thought about the age in which people could embark in this. But more so, do you think it's a generational thing that now people are allowing their daughters to be in the salon a lot earlier? Or do you think it's a socioeconomic status change? Because this is what I think. I don't think it's a gender thing. I think it's a socioeconomic thing where, and this is another thing that me and Mandy talked about. We talked about it's like the haves and the have-nots. when you go to the salon to have your nails and stuff done versus having them done at home with your mother, it is a status. It's a status symbol. What do you think? I mean, I don't want to see something that's not there, but what I see it as is a differentiation for the girls that actually go to the salon every week. So what do you think about that? Is this something that distinguishes you at a socioeconomic level that may be a little bit higher in status than someone who does not go do that?
It could probably appear to be that way.
Okay.
But I don't know if it's actually true.
Okay.
Because we like to put on a show for people that aren't even paying attention.
Uh-huh.
So yes, I can see that people would do that, but I think some women do it because that's their body.
It makes them feel good.
Child.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I don't think they really care about what somebody else thinks.
Right,
like,
right.
I'm taking my daughter out and we're going to have lunch and we're going to go shopping and we're going to get pedicures and that's just going to be what it is. And they have that mindset. They don't really give a damn about what nobody else says and think about them taking their child to go get a pedicure.
Right, I get it.
Because that is something that they choose to do for their child and they have the means to do it for their child.
Right.
So,
but it is a status distinction because if you don't have the means to do it for your child, it does distinguish you from that level of what is middle class, because middle class involves
I don't think it really distinguishes you from that because I had the means to take my girls to go to the shop to get their pedicures done, but I chose to do it at home because it meant more.
That's why I asked you, was it a generational thing or was it a cultural thing or something that was personal?
That was a bonding for us. It meant more when I did it and the girls were giggling and they did that and we were at home and we had that time. But it wasn't that I couldn't afford it. It was just that this is something that we could, I mean, why?
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. How about you?
I do not believe that it is determines like your socioeconomic status.
Or could be an indicator of your social status. I don't mean determine the indicator.
Right. Because I mean you can't differentiate. If we're just talking about, getting your nails painted, you can't really differentiate who got them done at the shop and who didn't. Right. Or you know what I mean? That wasn't something that I was like checking for, like, is this shop done?
Right. I feel
where you get your nails done?
Right. I see what you're saying.
So I mean, but it could be portrayed that way, when you see when it gets to the acrylic status.
They got the long nails,
toes,
depending on how old you are when you get to that status.
Right. Okay. Now I see, at that point,
at
then
89,
I
should
should
be fake nails and doing it.
I see what you're saying. It's all that extra stuff.
Right.
But just to go and have your nails painted and have that bonding time with your mother is not that big deal. And so. Alrighty then. Well, I want to thank you guys for engaging in that conversation. That was pretty good tonight. And until next time, we want to say thank you for joining us on TeaKettle Talk. Have a great evening.
Good night.